This is a very important detail. David Witzke told me when I was confronting him about the dog in the yard and telling him to leave us alone. David Witzke told me, "Calm down, motherfucker. We're gonna pay cash for Alicia's house, and we're gonna bulldoze the place." Now, Lindsey Grover, who also goes by the name Lindsey Icansketchu, various other aliases, she's told me in the past that she used to be an operator or black ops. Her husband, Rudy, I believe Rudy Grover, he's told me he was Delta Force and was recruited by the farm. So as it relates to the RICO Act, I think this is very important for anybody who might be investigating all of this. On the night of the party, where the band came by, when we could hear the gunshots at 4 in the morning, Kevin Jingling was there, Mason was there, Lindsey was there. Now, there were only 2 cash offers on Alicia's home. One of them was from Logan Gunn. Logan Gunn, there is a sketch that Lindsey Icansketchu, Lindsey Grover, had made and posted on her public Facebook, which depicts Logan Gunn. So Logan Gunn was seen entering the home. Logan Gunn opened up a cash offer. David Witzke told me they were going to make a cash offer and level the place. This to me is poignant. Immediately after Alicia finally sold the place and we left, Lindsey posted on Facebook that she was moving away from the area. Quite a while prior to all of this, Lindsey had indicated that she had interest in a house up in that area. She wanted to downsize, and that the house that Alicia owned would be so perfect for her. The day after, I informed Lindsey Grover, Lindsey Icansketchu, that she and her son Mason were to leave us alone, stay away from us, because of her son molesting our daughter, essentially. They came over to David Witzke's and Tyler Witzke's land, and they stayed up late watching a horror movie on loud. After that, they proceeded to, all through the night, after that, they proceeded to come by almost every day, parking Lindsey's RV outside of Alicia's home, essentially ignoring us. And one time I overheard Lindsey saying that Alicia is turned on by them harassing us in that way, stalking us in that way. That was the night after we told Lindsey to leave us alone. So Lindsey is very much related to all this. She was over there almost every day with her RV, mostly her RV, trying to bully us, intimidate us, stalk us. After we had already assigned the Facebook message to cease and desist, after Alicia had also told her to cease and desist. filming right now? Did you stop? Were you filming that whole time?
I did.
Did you get it? Are you sure you got it? Are you sure you got it?
It's all right, honey. It's okay, baby. It's okay, honey. Where's the kids?
They're inside.
It's okay. Do you want me to go get them?
Yeah.
Okay, you stay right here. I'm gonna go get the kids. Okay? It's all right, baby. It's all right.
Here, take my phone.
Yeah.
Still videoing.
Honey, did it film or did you?
Yes, it filmed. It filmed it all.
Okay. It's okay. What did they do to you? Are you okay?
They just took our electricity. That's it, you know.
Come on out, Kevin. Your guy's car. That sheriff there. You might want to move it. Write our phone number down and your name.
I am safe with Mace, and I just want to say thank you so much. A happy day to you, beautiful souls. It's Kerra, Icansketchu. I am safe with Mace, and I just want to say thank you so much for your support and understanding for our kind of weird circumstances right now. You know, being under lethal threat will make you appreciate every moment that you may have left in your life. And that's where we are. So I send you lots of love and smiles and appreciation for your kindness and authenticity in this world. Keep it up. A happy day to you, beautiful, for your support.
Empathy? Avoid account. All right, welcome to How to Argue Like a Narcissist. I'm sorry, what? All right, remember we have one goal in this class. Who remembers what it is? Gaslight them into feeling like the crazy one. Empathy? Avoid accountability. Right. I might be in the wrong class. You are the victim. Never forget that. Why not just take responsibility for the way our words and actions impacted them? Oh, because while our egos are huge, they're also extremely fragile. See, we've built a fantasy world in which we're perfect and entitled to praise and admiration. We can't make a mistake. That would collapse the entire system. Yikes. All right, first question. Someone comes to you vulnerably and says that you did something that hurt their feelings. What do? I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not seek to understand their perspective. Never. Say nothing I do will ever be good enough for you. Bingo! I would have also accepted you do the same thing to me, or I thought love doesn't keep score. You could also just shame spiral, and then they feel bad for bringing it up and end up apologizing to you. Call me crazy, but this sounds like textbook control and manipulation. Finally, you said something right for once. Remember, you are allowed to fake empathy. Fake empathy, that's really good. You are allowed to fake accountability and say that you'll change, as long as you just never follow through. But won't that person just catch on? Well, hopefully by now you've formed a trauma bond with this person, so the intermittent love bombing paired with gaslighting should keep them feeling confused that they are actually the problem. All right, next week we're going to talk about how to fake an apology without actually saying the words "I'm sorry." Accountability. Right. I might be in the wrong class. You are the victim. Never forget that. Why not just take responsibility for the way our words and... All right, welcome to How to Argue. Actually.
Addie, smile. Yeah.
Yeah, you want privacy. You want, you know, you come out this far.
Yeah, you don't want to be sitting.
You
next
don't
to
want that.
Yeah.
And now it's been looking right down on.
They look like they're building a compound up there. You know, all the
Nothing wrong with that.
activity. But yeah, put it out somewhere where it's alone, you know. Keep working here a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is really cute.
Whoa.
Look at that. I know, it's what you guys said. Oh, that's sick. Oh my god, they put cookies out. I'm dying. People never do that anymore. Really?
That's crazy.
That's cute.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because there's another showing that's going to come at 4:30. The listing agent told me that. So let's do everything inside.
So sorry.
What is that?
So sorry.
Okay, we're in. Oh, cute.
More about nothing. Your security was yours in a bag. Is
Totally.
Your word against theirs, you know?
Totally. Yep.
Now everybody's
Yeah, because there's another showing that's gonna come at 4:30. The listing agent told me that. So let's do everything inside.
So sorry.
Alright, we got a lot of crazy shit to blow up.
We're gonna blow some shit up. We're gonna blow it up. We're gonna blow it up.
We gotta pack up
Blow it up.
all the explosives. We gotta head to the shop where it's safe. Let's do this. Come on.
Alright. Down the shroom shake, 4th of July shake. It was yummy.
Beautiful skyrockets.
Mortars.
Heavy and illegal. Will you carry that? Okay. We got one last thing to grab.
Oh,
The
I
thing
think
is,
it's right here.
The thing is before
Oh,
this
yeah.
goes off, somebody's gonna
Equivalent
have to
of
wear,
3 sticks
we're
of
gonna have to
dynamite.
wear a face mask. Can you tell who I am?
No.
Okay, this is COVID-19.
Total
This is the
identity
equivalent
concealment.
of 3 sticks of dynamite. This is an experiment. We don't know what the fuck is gonna happen,
We really
but
don't.
it's gonna be fucking
Awesome. 4th
We'll
of
see you
July,
at the
baby.
shop.
We'll see ya. Out. 4th of July. Moon is out. Mushrooms are in. Kicked back. Getting ready to set off some fireworks at the shop. Got a nice little spot. Got my crew with me.
We are.
Tasmanian Devil.
You should have brought your Glock and fucking capped out that light, dude.
That would have been tight, actually. I should have brought the
Alright,
Glock.
well, you got a lighter one? We might want to stand back for this one just in case it goes kapow. See what it does.
In case it goes kapow. It's
Yep.
gonna do that anyway.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice little fountain. Oh shit.
That was cool. Now that was awesome.
Yeah, America.
This is exactly what we've been waiting for. This is the finale.
The grand finale. Holy
I
fuck.
don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I'm a little worried about it, but it's...
We're all a
This is
little
it.
worried. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, man.
Where's the fuse?
Are you serious? No going back now, baby. Oh fuck. Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
There it goes.
Oh fuck. Oh no, biggie.
That was what it was. Doesn't matter. It's scary as hell. I realized, oh, I did it. I know there's a tracker on my phone, so that was what it was. Doesn't matter. It's scary as hell. I realize years of programming is telling me through various means and stories what's going to happen to me if I ever dared. And I have to tell you, the sheriff was so kind to me in there, and he said that he would watch my back and wouldn't let anything happen. And I know that sounds maybe silly to you. It's not to me. Not at all. I'm really thankful for everyone who was kind to me. There was no coincidence today that happened. For those who don't know, I went in the courthouse today, and I was trying to talk with, well, I wasn't trying, I was talking with some of the staff, and this lady interjects and says, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have to say something. I was one of those DH workers at your house." I said, "Excuse me?" And she heard me saying what my husband had done, that he had broken in, which he has, and he told me that he had invited in CPS workers and showed him, quote, the filth that Mace was living in. And of course, it's terrifying because we haven't even lived there. Who knows what he staged or put up. And he also had indicated that they're coming after me. They're watching my posts. They're worried about me, like I'm a mental case and need to be committed, which is terrifying to me. That's what they did to my girlfriend before they killed her. So I was very alarmed by that. So I was explaining it, and she's like, "No, I'm real. I really went there." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "That was really us, because my husband uses other people to pretend to be things they're not. It doesn't matter if you think that that's far-fetched. If you don't know what spies do, that's what they do." Anyway, moving forward, they were very kind to me, and she told me the truth, that they did go to my house. They were worried about Mace. They were not there to lock me up or commit me or arrest me. They were not there to gather evidence against me to prove that I'm horrible and put me in a mental institution or lock Mace up in a mental institution. They seriously were worried, she told me, through genuine concern. She was very kind. They handed me a card for some help, and I told them I would be talking with them again, and I was so thankful. I almost fell over. I couldn't believe it. You know, my worst nightmare, there she is, and then she tells me the direct opposite of what he said, which means clearly he is psychologically using his warfare tactics on me, using authorities to terrorize me, and it didn't even happen. It's just stunning, absolutely stunning what's been pulled. So anyway, I'm here in this beautiful old world building in Cripple Creek, Colorado. Thank you for all your kindness, your thoughts. I think it truly helped me be brave enough to go in there and see the beautiful souls that were kind to me in return to help. So thank you so much. This is where we're at today. Oh, I did it. I know there's a tracker on my phone, so that was what it was. Doesn't matter. It's scary as hell. I realize years of programming is telling me through various means and stories what's going to happen to me if I ever dared. And I have to tell you, the sheriff was so kind to me in there, and he said that he would watch my back and wouldn't let anything happen. And I know that sounds maybe silly to you. It's not to me. Not at all. I'm really thankful for everyone who was kind to me. There was no coincidence.
Okay, everything is rolling?
Is this one recording?
Yep, the red light's on. Okay, let's say a word of prayer. Lord Jesus, We're thankful for this day and opportunity to do your service. Lord, you said you should know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Coincidence today that happened. For those who don't know, I went to the courthouse today and I was trying to talk with, well, I wasn't trying, I was talking with some of the staff, and this lady interjects and says, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have to say something. I was one of those DH workers at your house." I said, "Excuse me?" And she heard me saying what my husband had done, that he had broken in, which he has, and he told me that he had invited in CPS workers and showed him, quote, the filth that made years. Oh, I did it. There's a programming telling me through various means. Oh, I did it. I know there's a tracker on my phone, so that was what it was. Doesn't matter. It's scary as hell. I realize years of programming is telling me through various means and stories what's going to happen to me if I ever dared. And I have to tell you, the sheriff was so kind to me in there, and he said that
Can I help you? I want to park. Howdy, ma'am. Can I help you?
Yeah, so he's got to change the meter on this, okay? So can you tell me why there's like...
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Can I have a business card, please?
That's fine. I'll get you a business card. Why won't you let him change it?
I don't answer questions. Can I have a business card, please?
I will give you a business card as soon as we're done here.
Okay.
Okay?
Am I free to go?
You are free to go.
Thank you. Can I have a business card, please?
Yeah, I will drop it off to you after we're done. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
You're trespassing, y'all, just to let you know. Please leave.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Go ahead. Sir, I just wanted to let you know that if he's not able to change the meter, they are able to turn off your power. So is that...
Madam, you're acting awful forceful with me today. You had your lights on when I approached. I do not answer questions.
For safety, sir.
I do not answer questions.
Okay, that's fine.
Madam, you can leave the business card on that post to your right. Please do not trespass.
Okay, well then they're gonna be able to turn off your power, okay?
Madam, I will take that threat into consideration. Thank you. Going through the gate.
This is the fence that he walked over instead of going through the gate. I need to replace that.
I don't know what he is.
Yeah, he's home.
Okay, well, we're here to work on the power box.
No.
Yep, it's happening. If you guys don't want to cooperate, I will detain you. Okay?
Detain us?
Yep, I will detain you. So you guys can either watch and you can cooperate, or...
Excuse me?
I'm going to be working on the box.
Then why did we get a bill that said it was okay that we didn't have to do that?
Don't talk to her.
Okay,
You are trespassing.
Okay, do you want me to detain you? Take you to jail?
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Tampering at this point in time. I have evidence of you tampering.
You have evidence of me tampering.
Yes, I've seen it myself.
Okay. Are you saying that you would like to exchange you servicing this box today for me going to jail?
No, if you participate and cooperate, you can just watch.
Madam, I've informed you are trespassing.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and detain him, Shay.
What crime do you suspect me of committing? What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Hold on. We have children.
Film this.
We have children.
What? You're hurting me, sir. Film this. Don't answer any questions. Okay, just film. Sorry, who is this? Did I speak with you a couple of minutes ago?
You did, yeah. You're not on the account. I need to speak with Alicia, please. If she would like to add you to the account, then we can go ahead and speak with you on behalf of this account. But you're not on the account. You're not authorized to speak on behalf of it. Is Alicia available?
Have I spoken with you before, sir?
You spoke with me a couple minutes ago, yes.
Sir, this is a private phone number, and I am a lawful payer to this phone number. I had requested that you continue your correspondence via physical mail. I am now formally requesting that you not harass this phone number.
Is Alicia available?
Did you hear me say that I am now formally requesting that you not harass me at this phone number?
Yeah, is this Alicia's phone number? I'm trying to speak with her in regards
Alicia, you folks have come by 3 times recently, is that correct?
I'm aware that we're trying to get the meter changed out, and I need to speak with Alicia.
Okay, each of those 3 times, nobody gave us any notice.
Do you want our electric service?
Sir, you sent me a bill in the mail that was paying extra for the service that we have right now to get installed. So the last bill that I paid extra to keep this system, and now you're going to take it out completely.
It's turning purple. Alicia, show them.
Okay, that's fine. So you need to give me your name. Or we can detain you, and we can let you go after this is all done.
Can you please go inside with the kids? Sunshine, can you please go inside with the kids?
Yes. Hug me, hold me. I want to hold you. Why I came, Alicia. I mean, she called me and said, get there. And I'm like,
Okay.
look at me.
on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! God bless you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Hey, shame on you! Hey, what, sir? You all are trespassing!
You all bothered us!
Who are these people? What are your names? What are these people's names? What are
That's
your names?
the company you're protecting!
What are your names?
The company you're protecting!
What is your name? I am on my property! What is your name? Let's go.
We have no electricity.
Have you been filming all of this?
Yes. I went inside to call Lindsey, get the kids. And I came back.
Film them as they go. Film them as they go. Film them as they go. Watch anything they damage. Daisy, come. Sit.
Good girl, Daisy. Good girl, Daisy. Good girl. No good. You guys want some cookies? No. So that's when I go to look at it.
When you cover 5,000 square miles and have over 157,000 distribution poles, wildfire mitigation is extremely important.
Here in Colorado, and specifically in Coors territory,
Do you want our
We don't want your service if you're going to have to switch that out, sir.
Then we will,
Oh, I guarantee the system. And Addie, go inside, baby.
He's going to speak to you about everything with your power, okay?
Yeah, go for
so
it.
do you want our electric service?
Sir, you sent me a bill in the mail that was paying extra for the service.
When you cover 5,000 square miles and have over 157,000 distribution poles,
That we have right now to get installed. So the last bill that I paid extra to keep this system, and now you're going to take it out completely.
That's not for that system. You're misunderstanding. Wildfire mitigation is extremely important.
Here in Colorado, and specifically in Kerra's territory, it's one of the highest risk areas in the country in terms of threat of catastrophic wildfire. So anything we can do to minimize the impacts of that or to detect that early and get response is highly important.
We feel it's very important for our members to feel that we are doing everything to keep them safe and that our infrastructure is not a cause of wildfire in the future. The resources that we cause of wildfire in the future. The resources that we use feel that we are doing everything to keep them safe and that our infrastructure is not a cause of wildfire. Feel that we are doing everything to keep them safe and that our infrastructure is not a cause of wildfire. Feel that we are doing everything to keep them safe and that our infrastructure is not a cause of wildfire in the future. The resources that we use to keep people safe is a lot of the operation and maintenance programs that we've always had in place. We've just enhanced those. So it's our distribution maintenance programs, our system hardening, so replacing overhead lines with underground lines where we can, replacing small wire with some more robust wire, and then situational awareness, more tools into our control center so that they can be aware of what's happening in our service territory and direct crews to the right locations.
One of the pieces of technology that we use for wildfire mitigation is advanced weather monitoring services, which give us a 3-day outlook on specific areas of concern within our utility, so we know down to a fine level what sort of wildfire conditions we should be expecting in the next few days. The second piece of technology that we use is Overstory AI, which uses satellite imagery to scan the vegetation along our rights-of-way and analyze it and create workloads for us so we know how many hazard trees are threatening our lines, how much vegetation is in loads for us so we know how many hazard trees are threatening our lines, how much vegetation is encroaching, and we can prioritize our vegetation work at scale much more efficiently. The third piece of technology that we're experimenting with, we have a pilot program with Pano AI, which are 360-degree fire watch cameras, which will take multiple scans every minute and analyze them for smoke plumes. And when they have a positive ID on a smoke plume, they send out automatic alerts to us.
There's a great evil that has been going on in our country and others for God knows how long. The smart meter causes two major problems that I know of. One of them is radiation. Radiation causes, in this case, insomnia, sleep deprivation, depression, heart problems, cancer. The list goes on and on. Radiation, everybody knows, is a bad thing. This simple installation is designed to mitigate, but not solve, the problem of the smart meter. You would, of course, need to completely remove the smart meter and replace it with an old school analog meter in order to know that you've solved the problem. Short of that, well, I need to mention something else. There is an option to opt out of the smart meter. They will replace it with a like-kind meter that is the exact same weight. Now, that is the labeling fallacy just because something has a different label on it doesn't mean that it's any safer. In fact, I would argue that due to the nefarious agenda behind this, there is no way to escape the smart meter other than to advocate for its immediate removal across the board, and in the short term, securing yourself and your family with my suggestions. Number one is the radiation. We solve that with this coil. There are ferrites that you can use, just like a transformer. Ferrites, and I've got one in there, but you can install more. And that will, that's a ferrite magnet, excuse me, and that will help this coil to do its job, which is to reduce the signal down to a normal wave. In America, it's 60 hertz. A 60 hertz wave, normally I compare it to the ocean, right? You got a wave in the ocean, and that wave is normally just going to go about its business like a normal wave, but sometimes you'll get that splashy fun. That is the radiation on the top, those short bursts of energy that are very intermittent. And you can, there are other solutions that I will post in the description, but this is the most novel one I've recently come up with. You can see I'm not being harmed by doing what I'm going to do next, which is to connect the two with just a standard nut. And you want to connect the two because that greatly enhances the amount of impedance which is kept from going into your home. So the second problem, which I want to discuss with you. Now this is an older breaker that I have, so we're actually upstream of the breaker right now. But on most breakers, the upstream would be uphill physically above the breaker. In this case, we are on an old school breaker, and let me tell you why I mentioned the Pushmatic breaker. The Pushmatic is considered old school. I think it's the best solution in the short term. The reason for that is the second aspect of the vertical integration that's been going on. The Reed style breaker, which is this old school, in the event of an upstream short circuit, will protect your home. If you have an upstream short, a traditional, or I should say a modern electromagnetic breaker, which nearly every home in America has at this point, this morning will not protect your home from an upstream short circuit event. Now, when an upstream short circuit event occurs, as caused by the smart meter, it will cause the entire home, every circuit in your home, to heat up all at once, just like an oven. It will heat up your entire home all at once, and it will cause your home to burn down, as we've seen been happening throughout the country. If you really follow the news and pay attention, there's a simple solution. The electromagnetic breaker will break down in the heat. That is what most homes have. It will actually, per its own specifications, break down in the event of a short circuit upstream because it's not designed to protect against thermal events. The old school Pushmatic is designed to protect against thermal events, so it is much less likely to fail in the event of an upstream circuit failure. Excuse me, an upstream caused short circuit. So the choice is pretty clear to me. Get rid of the smart meter. Everyone needs to lobby for that. Everyone needs to lobby for the smart meter to go away. But in the meantime, get yourself at least one Pushmatic to control all of your circuits. 100 amps or more, Pushmatic style, Reed style of breaker. That will help, but not completely eliminate the threat of a flash fire in your home caused by the upstream short circuit event. And you can install a device such as this in the short term to help with the radiation, that vertical integration. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I hope that you can see I'm also a bearer of good news. You can protect yourself and you can protect your family. I'm not selling you anything. I just care about everybody in my country. I want everybody to find out about this evil so we can make it go away.
And lack of communication.
My name's Joseph. If you would like to find out more information,
days after massive wildfires destroyed the heart of Western, a point of no return.
lovelettermedia.org. you can go to josephkmedia.org, and my name is spelled Josef. Find out about this evil so we can make it go away. My name's Joseph. If you would like to find out more information, you can go to zchg.org. You can go to lovelettermedia.org. You can go to josephkmedia.org, and my name is spelled Josefk media.org. Each of those websites will give you the information that you need to find out about this and a lot of other things. I want everybody to know that we will get through this. There are good times ahead. God bless America.
Short circuits are created when the hot and neutral wires touch, and the circuit is completed before the load. In this case, the current no longer flows through the entire circuit, and with no resistance, the current rises. Without any protection, this increased current will cause the wires to heat up, burn out, and will start an electrical fire.
Is this normally closed or is this normally open? That would be interesting to know. Let's put this to diode test. I would expect that might be normally closed and only powered when they want to disconnect you, because that would take the load off it. It is. It's normally bridging through, and it's only when they power that it's going to disconnect you. That makes sense. This has 2 taps in it. And a section welded in here. That's weird. Oh, is that for higher resistance? Is that a controlled resistance in there for monitoring it? Why would they do that as opposed to just measuring from one end of the copper to the other? I'm not really sure. They do appear to have a slug of metal in here that's kind of going to... Let's zoom down on that. See that? That's I'm guessing that is just sort of to create a higher resistance in a smaller area. Does that result in extra heat? I'm not really sure. Do you know, I'm also looking at this big metal oxide varistor. Is there any protection about it failing and then going all hot and flustered? It's connected via this track over to the phase in, directly to the phase in, and the other connection here looks as though it's connecting straight to the neutral. So does that mean that if this metal oxide varistor was to gradually fail over time, if that's what it is, it would actually potentially get quite hot in there without anything to cut it out? Not sure. That seems a bit odd. Any other anti-tamper devices? I'm kind of looking for an antenna in here. I don't know if there'll be one, unless that was in the upper section, because I'd expect something to detect RF jammer circuitry. And if it detects someone trying to interfere with the circuitry by applying an external radio signal, it could trigger something. I see a couple of pads going up here, but they're not connecting to anything. This looks like a double-sided board. It doesn't look any deeper than that. Oh, actually, no. Is it double-sided, or it's hard to see because it's kind of hidden if it's multi-layer or not. Not really an awful lot more to say about this. It's got the sensing circuitry in the vicinity of that. I'm guessing they'll just be using dedicated current sensors.
They blame a device attached to thousands of homes, which is supposed to make tracking your energy usage easier for PG&E. 10 million homes in Central and Northern California have smart meters calculating electric bills.
In an Action News special assignment tonight, anchor Corin Hoggard investigated some fiery complaints about the device in Fresno County.
It can happen in a flash. Fiery videos posted to YouTube by several homeowners show fires they blame on smart meters. Jose Valdez doesn't have video of the fire at his Fireball home in September 2015, but he thinks this is basically what happened. The fire spread across his driveway and back towards the bedrooms in his home.
It was pretty scary. I mean, I have two little girls, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old at the time, so they were all scared.
Valdez and his family ran out, and by that time, firefighters had already started pouring water on the house. He noticed several PG&E employees got there almost as quickly, and he says one of them removed the smart meter while the firefighters worked. Fireball's fire chief saw it too. He says he'd never seen that before, but he thinks he knows why they may have wanted the device.
Investigation after the fire was put out revealed that in all probability the fire was caused by a problem in the electrical panel, and that problem within the electrical panel, in my belief, was the smart meter that was installed in the panel by PG&E.
Dozens of people have blamed smart meters for fires over the last several years, and the issue has been a topic of discussion for the California Public Utilities Commission. But in 2014, a report from the CPUC acknowledging concern about smart meters as the possible cause for some fires said the commission's staff determined none of the fires they examined were caused by smart meters. Jose Valdez isn't convinced. His insurance company is suing PG&E over the fire at his house, and they're not alone. A few months earlier, the same thing happened at this home in Kerman. Attorneys say electricity surged at the smart meter that was right here, and it caused a fire.
Active arcing going on, electrical activity happening with flames going up the side of the house.
Fresno firefighters put out the fire at the Sandoval home. Deputy Fire Marshal Don McAlpine says there's no clear evidence it started with a smart meter malfunction, but their investigation doesn't rule it out. A second lawsuit filed on behalf of the Sandoval's insurance company blames PG&E and the smart meter. In fact, at least 5 lawsuits in California make the very same claim. When I asked for PG&E's response to the lawsuits, the company's representatives asked me for a list of questions. I sent them 21. They answered none. But they did send me a statement saying smart meters have to meet safety requirements and standards spelled out in the National Electric Safety Code. And they added, quote, although we won't comment on active litigation, we can say that PG&E stands behind the safety of our smart meters, end quotes. But Valdez sees his differently now, as a possible threat attached to his home in what he considers to be one of the worst possible positions.
My kid's bedroom's right next to the garage, and then who knows what would have happened after that if it would have been in the night.
Both Fresno County lawsuits are set for trial in 2018. Corin Hoggard, ABC 30, Action News.
Several Valley homeowners say there's a
The bike rider is Cliff Workman, treasurer of the Hells Angels, the wildest bunch of outlaws to come out of the West since Billy the Kid and the Dog. He's here to
and to our emergency responder partners.
We have a very proactive and comprehensive approach to wildfire mitigation. We inspect our poles within 4 years. We inspect all of our right-of-ways with vegetation management within 6 years. So we are constantly looking ahead as to what the next step should be in improving our wildfire mitigation.
In addition to the linemen on foot, we utilize drones. We have contractors that have FAA certified drone pilots that inspect our lines. They identify fire hazards for us. There's a lot of things you can see from a drone top level that you wouldn't otherwise be able to see from the ground. They help us identify fire hazards. Our linemen go behind those inspections and make necessary repairs. We are using a few different types of smart fault indicators that will be able to relay back to the control center, be able to relay back to district manager, line superintendents when we have a fault on the line, fault magnitude, where that fault might.
In 2018. Action News.
Several Valley homeowners say there's a
The bike rider is Cliff Workman, treasurer of the Hells Angels, the wildest bunch of outlaws to come out of the West since Billy the Kid and the Dog. He's here to
All right, Hannah, thank you. And a crash south of Wichita's airport kills one man.
The latest data out of Teller County shows their suicide rate grew by 56% in just 1 year. But a recent grant awarded to the Teller County Mental Health Alliance aims to bring those numbers down. KRDO News Channel 13's Cindy Santafanti joins us live now from Woodland Park with how they plan to do that. Cindy?
Sydney, the $330,000 grant that was given to Teller County by the Colorado Springs Health Foundation will be able to address multiple things when it comes to mental health issues here in the community. Now, all of this according to a study that was reported from 2018 Teller County Community Health Assessment. Now, these were the major concerns in the county about the growing suicide rate: behavioral and mental health, substance use and abuse, access to care, and injuries and violence. Health officials here in Teller County say they plan to address these issues in the community using this new grant money.
Bringing partnerships together, making sure that we are using best practices, really spreading awareness.
Now, Colorado has the 9th highest suicide rate in the entire country, coming in at roughly 20 suicides per 100,000 residents, and that's according to the Colorado Department of Public Health. Now, prior to the pandemic, suicide was the 5th leading cause of preventable death here in Teller County. For now, we're live from Woodland Park. I'm Cindy Santafanti for KRDO News Channel 13.
Only on New
When you cover 5,000 square miles and have over 157,000 distribution poles, wildfire mitigation is extremely important.
Here in Colorado, and specifically in Coors territory,
Only on News 5. You're
And so,
What are these people's names?
I just said that you are detained.
okay,
You are
sir,
not.
madam, I've informed you you are trespassing.
Okay, well, let's then go ahead and. So you need to give me your name.
Son. Questions? Okay, just. Do not walk over my fence, sir. Here.
Here, the Teller County Sheriff explained how this dangerous inmate escaped from his jail. We kept asking how it happened, and now we have the answer. Sheriff Jason Mikesell sat down and talked to me about the mistakes made, the embarrassment his department is facing, and the grace he gave to the new deputy
Now, it
at
raises
the
some
center
important
of it.
ethical questions and has resulted actually in internal affairs investigations within both those agencies. Reporter Pam Zubak with the Springs Independent sharing what she found with News 5 as I followed up today with questions of my own. The more than 2-month-long investigation by Pam Zubak in an article entitled Side Hustle details the dealings of Sheriff Mikesell's business, I0 LLC. And according to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office Internal Affairs investigation, focuses on security, surveillance, government contracting, and training, and employed several members of the Colorado Springs PD and El Paso County Sheriff.
An inmate so dangerous he was supposed to be in prison for more than 3 decades. Chancey Colwell was just sentenced for shooting at Teller County Sheriff Jason Mikesell's deputies. He opened fire during a chase through Fremont and Teller counties.
Losses like this impact the entire community. The names and ages of the father and son, who they say was a child, have not been released.
I wish that we as an agency could be there to protect people all the time, but in this circumstance, we couldn't.
Teller County Sheriff Jason Mikesell says deputies responded to a call of a child not being returned home last night. But tell me, they initially believed it was a custody issue.
At the time, we didn't have that.
Restaurant along Highway 24 say they saw heavy law enforcement presence in the area behind their business. The sheriff's office has confirmed this is where the father and son were found.
It's probably like 5 different cars, would be my guess.
Residents tell me the area where the pair was found is an old
Hello, I'm Joseph, and today I'm going to explore the possibility of a few scenarios, really, of a canal that may or may not be being built presently in Colorado. A lot of times, as is the case with large infrastructures, you're contributing towards the creation of it, whether you realize it or not, as a conglomerate, as a country, as large construction projects, sort of one thing leading to the other. But I do think it is intentional after having created this case study. So we'll get to this map in a second, which sort of goes over everything. I'm going to go down the river, if you will. But let's get started with some prerequisites. If you didn't know, the canal is an ancient concept that has been modernized, especially in the United States. It's considered one of the engineering wonders of the world. I forget what it's called. It's the intercoastal highway, basically, and that runs along the Gulf of Mexico. Let's look it up really quick, shall we? Intercoastal highway. waterway, excuse me. This probably will be a good article. There's already an existing labyrinth of canals and various other channels in place all over the country of the United States. Some of the more famous ones, the St. Lawrence Waterway, which I guess we can look at Google Earth to see it. The St. Lawrence Waterway over here, which connects Chicago. You go up through Lake Michigan. I've done this before myself, actually, so I know a little bit about it. Through Lake Huron, through here, past Detroit, over in Lake Erie, through the last, all but the last, excluding Lake Superior. And then it actually, if you zoom way in, there is a waterway that you might not have known about. Let's get rid of these roads really quick. There's a way to get through called the St. Lawrence. And it's just incredibly beautiful. But also that's where you'll see large, we might be able to spot one and just Google Earth. There's one. Large cargo ships. That might just be land. But anyway, there are large cargo ships going up and down. And it's just massive. And it eventually connects you to the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, which of course permits for you to access the greater world, the greater continent. When I went through the St. Lawrence, I think we shortcut. I always have trouble remembering, but I think we shortcut through right here. Don't quote me on that, though. I might be incorrect. And then around Nova Scotia and into Boston was the trip I took. But in any case, there's also a labyrinth of other intercoastal waterway to choose from. Inland waterways, like such as this one. And a canal basically makes it so that you can go through locks. And if you didn't know what a lock is, well, before I get to locks, and this was sort of an unexpected part of my lecture, but I think it's important. Before I get to locks, let's show you the Gulf. There's also the Florida Keys, which is just fascinating that they built that highway along the Florida Keys. Excuse me. There's also the you can see it's all the safe harbor passageway that's channeled out that these large cargo ships take advantage of without worrying about storms. And as I mentioned, it's one of the great marvels of the engineering marvels of the world. So you go, all along here, and they lead to these rivers, so they can take these rivers inland. I think that's a river. Yeah, it looks like one. They can take these rivers inland if they want to, or they can just have safe passage along here, and it's massive. And a lot of it is natural. The United States being blessed with, I believe it's the most inland waterway of any country, and then of course the engineering to boot to go along with it. There's the Gulf and everything to go along with it. Let me show you, if you didn't know, what a lock looks like. Go over here. We'll get to that in a second. That's a lock. That's me in a lock on somewhere on the St. Lawrence. I went through, I believe, 32 locks on this sailboat. So I do have a bit of experience myself as a first mate, traveling through those locks, tying up, and a whole lot of tying up to be lowered down or raised up in those locks. It can do either function. And then I also have experience as a Class 4 commercial raft guide on the Pooter, as well as experience on the Colorado and Clear Creek, and quite a bit of just off-time experience as well. And I worked on the Mobiles in Grand Lake, which feeds into the Colorado. And so the Colorado is a very important water system. One more thing I'll add to my unexpected. Let's see if we can find a nice picture of the Colorado, because it's one of the most important rivers on the West Coast. That picture, you see that picture right there? I've been out down inside of that portion of the river, and it is beautiful. Well, it might not have been that exact portion, but there are bends that look just like that I saw. And so it really is something else seeing it from the water. And I encourage you on a raft of this style, if you can find a party who can do it safely, I encourage you to make the trip, because it is once in a lifetime opportunity. But let's find a map, shall we, of the Colorado. I had a good one somewhere, but this is the Colorado, and it, as you can see, it's massive, and it has a massive it spans out across several states in the United States, and it's very important for the water consumption, as well as I think will become more important for trade, commerce. So let's see, where was I? So we'll go back over here, and I put together some concepts. So we'll come back to that.
Kerra Electric Cooperative has provided Coloradans the energy to thrive for more than 80 years. As Colorado's premier energy provider, we deliver affordable, reliable electricity every day to hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses along the Front Range. Our dedicated employees work to improve lives and communities through choice and innovation. Local, member-owned, and not-for-profit, Kerra is here to serve as your trusted energy advisor and provider of solutions for an ever-changing future. Visit us online at www.kerra.co.
Mode, but dang, that's pretty bad damage.
We're also learning more about something a little unusual that happened on Friday, a tornado in the mountains. The National Weather Service says an EF1 tornado hit near Cripple Creek in Teller County. Peak winds hit 100 miles an hour, and the damage stretched for about a mile. Downed a lot of trees on the Teller County Commissioner Dan Williams' property. It also shattered the glass of his windows.
Once I saw the barbecue grills and the porch furniture up about 15 feet off the deck, things falling off the wall, then I realized we had a problem. And it was a little emotional last night just to understand how dangerous nature can be.
Fortunately, nobody got hurt during that tornado. Kathy, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. A little unusual, not totally unheard of, but we're talking like above 10,000 feet. We don't see tornadoes up there often.
And Jenny, when we spoke yesterday, I didn't have all the details, so I thought, yes, this is an unusual occurrence, but not rare. This will happen occasionally in Colorado's high country. But now that I have the facts that it did in fact touch down with the wind speeds and above 10,000 feet, Jenny, that is a rare occurrence in Colorado. And we're thankful that there was not significant damage or injuries from that unusual and rare event in the mountains.
HAARP is a University of Alaska Fairbanks program which researches the ionosphere. Stone, another fallacy, is legitimate, and of course it's a fallacy to put. Conspiracy. A lot of people's first instinct, per the programming, is to joke, laugh, poke fun at, assume that poisoning of the well is legitimate, and of course it's a fallacy to poison the well. So why would you take that narrative and run with it? Don't you know the origins of the usage of the weaponization of the word conspiracy in the 60s by the CIA? Isn't that common knowledge now? Why would anybody take that word and use it as permission to appeal to the stone, another fallacy, as permission to dismiss without researching further yourself? That's foolish. Let's see, weather. 10 out out of this large, rather large, several-page document, only 10 mentions of the word weather. And it's all under conspiracy, interestingly enough. However, let's go to this old document I found. You can't access it anymore except through the Wayback Machine. You can see the website is csat.au.af.mil/2025/index.htm, and it's titled Welcome to Air Force 2025. That's the year we're in, by the way. Future study conducted 1995 through 1996 for the Air Force Chief of Staff. Now, in case you're wondering the context, is this to do with the U.S. Air Force? Well, Volume 4, Chapter 1, it says, pass to extinction the U.S. Air Force in 2025. So your answer is yes, it is. And you can see here it says Chapter 15, Weather as a Force Multiplier, owning the weather in 2025. Now, this is a huge document, so it is unlikely that this was spoofed in the year of its capture being, let's see, where did I capture this? January 4th of 2007. The Wayback Machine is a useful tool. There have been problems with it in the recent past, whereby vast droves of information were deleted from it. Wonder why that was. But we can at least count on it for things that are still in its archives. I love the Wayback Machine. I use it all the time. I use it to archive my own stuff. It's a wonderful way to archive things, at least in terms of as far as you can trust it. You know, obviously you can't trust it all the way because they've recently had problems with losing data. Any case, let's try typing. Just so you know, I clicked on that link and I preloaded it because it takes a long time to load. So I went down here, I clicked Chapter 15, and that's where we are now. Let's type weather. Weather, where it's mentioned 256 times. Weather as a force multiplier. This 52-page document, it's mentioned 256 times. Now, over here, this looks like some kind of a, you can see the word ridiculed. So that looks like a hit piece offhand. Crazy weather, that's just another metaphor for conspiracy, right? Isn't that what you've been taught, programmed? To believe that that conspiracy and crazy are the same thing? Crackpot, that kind of thing. But when we go to the official documents, this document, which is, how many pages was it? 52 pages long, being just one chapter in this enormous volumes and volumes of pages thing. It's mentioned 256 times. So, subchapter 2, required capability. Why would we want to mess with the weather? What do we mean by weather modification? The global weather network, applying weather modification to military operations. Opportunities afforded by space weather modification. Artificial weather. Global weather network. Katrina comes to mind. And I'm gonna pause reading really quick and present you with something that keeps popping in my mind really quick. I wasn't even gonna show you this, but I'm gonna go ahead. Duplicate. Global warming. I've been thinking about this stuff a long time, boys, ladies and gentlemen. This was written in July of 2020. I encourage you to check it out. Whereby it's ironic, isn't it, the synchronicity of life? I never thought I'd be reading this article to you. I never thought I'd be starting a media company around it. This is actually part 1. I had already showed you part 2, that canal story. Part 2 is that canal story. That's the weatherman's type of thing. I don't think anybody has a problem with that. This access ports to the global weather network, a dense, highly accurate local weather sensing, proven weather modification intervention technologies, and 6, a feedback capability. Highly trained weather force specialists, access ports to the global weather network, a dense, highly accurate local weather sensing and communication system, advanced, so that's prediction. Do they talk in this about creation of that weather? Communications network, real-time weather observations, that's the weatherman's type of thing. I don't think anybody has a problem with that on its face, but of course we're not just talking about communications and we're not just talking about prediction. Weather prediction, read that on your own time. Boy, drawings back then were kind of fun, weren't they? It's like clip art. Kind of miss clip art. Let's see. Data gathering. Oh, here we go. Applying weather modifications to military operations. How will the military in general, and the U.S. Air Force in particular, manage and employ a weather modification capability? We envision this will be done by the Weather Force Support Element, or WFSE, whose primary mission would be to support the warfighting CINCs with weather modification options in addition to current forecasting support. Let me try to skip ahead. Oh heck, I'll just read it. Although the WFSE could operate anywhere as long as it has access to the GWN and the system components already discussed, it will more than likely be a component within the AOC or its 2025 equivalent. With the CINC's intent as guidance, the WFSE formulates weather modification options using information provided by the GWN, Local Weather Data Network, and Weather Modification Forecast Model. The options include range of effect, probability of success, resources to be expended, the enemy's vulnerability, and risks involved. The CINC chooses an effect based on these inputs, and the WFSE then implements the chosen course, selecting the right modification tools and employing them to achieve the desired effect. Sensors detect the change and feed data on the new weather pattern to the modeling system, which updates its forecast accordingly. The WFSE checks the effectiveness of its efforts by pulling down the updated current conditions and new forecasts.
That electric current generated in a fashion such as this could possibly cause heart disease and/or stroke?
Yes.
You have to know that that's a mind-blowing thought for a lot of people, including me.
I'm aware of that. I was a member of the first ad hoc committee to evaluate the biological studies that were performed for Project Sanguine. And I most certainly sat there and listened to several studies that had very definite effects, yes. Animals exposed grow at a slower rate than control animals. A number of projects have shown this to be true. The second area in which definite effects do appear is that exposure to this type of field seems to produce stress.
Is it true that the Navy repressed that report for better than 2 years?
The Navy did not disseminate the report widely. Human volunteers were exposed to the same sort of magnetic field that the Sanguine antenna would emit. There was a very definite indication that following such exposure for a 24-hour period of time, that these people experienced considerable elevations in their serum triglycerides. We know of, I believe it's 5 specific projects in which positive results were obtained when the projects were terminated and the money just disappeared. There was no more to continue the work.
Now, is this a definite pattern?
It appears to be.
That when a study begins to find that there may be adverse effects, that the money dries up?
Not even adverse effects, any effect. If a person has already publicly gone on record that the voltage field from a transmission line million times stronger than that from the sanguine antenna is harmless, then obviously he cannot do an about-face and say the sanguine antenna may be harmful. So that a number of people on this committee, I would feel, have a pre-bias.
Is what you're trying to say that we're playing with a stacked deck?
I think so, yes. I certainly would not want to live in an area where such an antenna system was operative, nor would I want any of my family living there. I cannot say for certain today that this would be hazardous, but there exists in my mind a very clear-cut indication that it may be.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about gang stalking, operations and tactics, and some of the schemes they like to use. To those of you out there who are targeted individuals like myself, you will recognize many, if not all, of these schemes. To those of you out there who are not victims, by the end of this video, I will have given you many credible sources to do further research on gang stalking. And to those of you out there who are skeptics, by the end of this video, I will have given you some things to strongly consider. So first, to those of you out there who are not victims, you may be asking yourself, what is this gang stalking program we're hearing more and more people talk about every day? What this is a post-2000 COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO, which existed from 1956 to 1971, is America's version of the old Stasi program. Now, this is a program driven by hate.
Mr. Friedman has a concern about the safety of smart meters. He does not
methodically designed to psychologically attack the targeted individual
by allowing
in every facet. It is an all-out assault
to consider
on one's
the
existence.
health or the trespass issues.
These attacks are personal in nature, and they are designed to attack the targeted individual while he occupies the same environment with the non-victim simultaneously.
All of these issues were before the commission.
This program is methodical in design and is executed to near perfection. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, how is this gang stalking possible? How is this community harassment taking place and we can't see it? We're not aware that it's happening. Well, two major factors are involved. One is the methodology that drives the program, and two are the street-level perpetrators who commit these crimes, which we'll be coming back to later on in this video. So first, the methodology that drives this program is very clever in design. It is engineered to attack the victim while he occupies the same environment as the non-victim. Now, you may be asking yourself, how is this possible? Well, what these perpetrators use is a tool known as sensitization. If you would, take a look at these next two video clips.
Free to have whatever concerns it would have.
What the commission is doing, as you presented, is saying it has declined to do the health and safety analysis. You're on your own.
Okay,
No,
so
the commission
unusual there,
instructed
right?
the utility
Just a car with a bike
in its
and a horse
communication
trailer.
plan, to provide information to all of its customers
Now, take a
about
look at
smart
these
meters
next few images.
and links to the science that is out there.
But Ms. McColeman, there's still all those people that have them. And for those people, you're saying that the state of affairs can be that the commission can take no position on their safety?
And leave it up to the utility?
About a year ago, a good friend of mine got ill, and there was no apparent reason why. And then she realized that her electric utility had installed a new digital smart meter, a wireless electric meter, at the same time as she got ill. As I looked into it, thousands of people have had the same experiences. So I wanted to figure out, is this really happening? Are people truly getting sick because of radiation coming from electric meters?
For several years,
I grabbed a camera and interviewed as many people as I could from all around the world to find out what's been their experience.
If you were alongside someone who
what do
was
they
not
know?
sensitized, and the two of you seen
I have
either
no
of
idea the
these,
level of startling information that we would discover along the way.
I was hearing this banging on the basement door, which is the door that leads into the hydrometers that are in here. And so I leave my bed
you would
and
have
I
two
come down
different
here.
reactions. The one who is
And I
sensitized
sit right here
would be
on
high
the
alert,
step, and I'm like,
while
okay,
the
I'm
one
going to
who's
film
not
this.
sensitized will not have any reaction at all. Pretty slick, huh? Very methodical. Now, obviously, I have been.
I'm just putting in your meters. Your power's gonna be out for about 20. Well, when I find the meters, they're down here, right?
I'll show you the door. I'd heard her banging, but I didn't know that she actually kicked the door in until she left. Because when she left, I came here and I found this on the ground. I was like, wow, she actually kicked the door in. We've since repaired the door. We've put these do not install a smart meter sign.
Sensitized to cars with bicycles and horse trailers. Currently, I am also sensitized to out-of-state tags, primarily the state of Florida, with a new emphasis on the state of Ohio, local agencies, and of course, the color red. Now, let's talk about how this program is managed and how one becomes a victim.
That he would watch my back and wouldn't let anything happen. And I know that sounds maybe silly to you. It's not to me. Not at all. I'm really thankful for everyone who was kind to me. There was no coincidence today that happened. For those who don't know, I went to the courthouse today and I was trying to talk with, well, I wasn't trying, I was talking with some of the staff, and this lady interjects and says, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have to say something. I was one of those DH workers at your house." I said, "Excuse me?" And she heard me saying what my husband had done, that he had broken in, which he has, and he told me that he had invited in CPS workers and showed them, quote, the filth that Mace was living in. And of course, it's terrifying because we haven't even lived there. Who knows what he staged or put up. And he also had indicated that they're coming after me. They're watching my posts. They're worried about me, like I'm a mental case and need to be committed, which is terrifying to me. That's what they did to my girlfriend before they killed her. So I was very alarmed by that. So I was explaining it, and she's like, "No, I'm real. I really went there." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "That was really us, because my husband uses other people to pretend to be things they're not. It doesn't matter if you think that that's far-fetched. If you don't don't know what spies do, that's what they do. Anyway, moving forward, they're very kind to me, and she told me the truth that they did go to my house. They are worried about Mace. They were not there to lock me up or commit me or arrest me. They were not there to gather evidence against me to prove that I'm horrible and put me in a mental institution or lock Mace up in a mental institution. They seriously were worried, she told me, through genuine concern. She was very kind. They handed me a card for some help. And I told them I would be talking with them again, and I was so thankful. I almost fell over. I couldn't believe it. You know, my worst nightmare, there she is, and then she tells me the direct opposite of what he said, which means clearly he is psychologically using his warfare tactics on me, using authorities to terrorize me, and it didn't even happen. It's just stunning, absolutely stunning what's been pulled. So anyway, I'm here in this beautiful old world building, and Cripple Creek, Colorado. Thank you for all your kindness, your thoughts. I think it truly helped me be brave enough to go in there and see the beautiful souls that
with truth on a side. When you turn away from me, it's not right. I think you're a contra. I think you're a contra. I think you're a contra.
Mysteries.